Hello everyone, welcome to our video tutorial. This week we want to thank you for liking our videos, thank you for always commenting on our videos, thank you for sharing these videos with those who are in need of these videos all around you, and we must also thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. My name is Kunle Adepoju and welcome again this week to our video tutorials. Today we're talking about something very important. We are looking at what we can do to achieve a flat picture on our DSLR cameras. What we can do to achieve a flat picture on our DSLR cameras. Let's go. Can our DSLR camera actually achieve a flat picture? Is it true that most DSLR cameras cannot give us a flat pictures like we have it on Blackmagic, like we have it on all other cameras? Can you actually shoot a pictures that can be well treated, that can be well graded when it comes to post-production from your DSLR cameras? This is what we are looking at today. To get a flat picture, what do you really mean by getting a flat picture? Getting a flat picture doesn't really mean that your picture has no color. Your picture will definitely has a color, but when it comes to flat picture, what it means that you have brought all the colors that are in your pictures to the minimum level. You are bringing all the pictures that appears in your camera to the minimum level for your color grading, for your post-production color corrections to manipulate. Now, this is how do you now do that? How do you now do that with your DSLR cameras? To do that with your DSLR cameras, you need to understand the picture styles, the picture setting, the picture profiles of your DSLR cameras. Let's look into the picture profile of our DSLR cameras. There are some buttons in the pictures, there are some settings in the picture profile cameras that you need to manipulate for you to get seemingly flat pictures on your camera. Now, we have what we call standard picture look, we have what we call neutral picture look, we have what we call landscape, we have portrait, we have faithful, we have monochrome, we have all the other pictures look in the DSLR cameras that we have to look into. Now, if you are choosing a standard picture look in your DSLR cameras, there are some settings, there are some options that you need to manipulate for you to have a seemingly flat look on your DSLR cameras. Number one thing that you need to do is to work on the sharpness. You work on the sharpness. The sharpness can be high, the sharpness can be low, but if you want to get a very good, seemingly flat look on your DSLR camera, that means your sharpness needs to come to a very, very low level. Your sharpness needs to come to a very, very low level for you to get. Let's do the setup and see whether we can get a flat look on our camera. Another thing you are setting on your DSLR cameras for you to get a flat look on your camera is your contrast. Your contrast. There's a contrast setup in your camera. And then contrast setup is the degree of highlights in the camera. And then the higher the contrast, the higher the highlights. And the lower the contrast, the lower the highlight. And you all know that when your contrast is very low, that will give room for post-production color corrections to be able to manipulate whatever pictures you are bringing to their table. Now, so manipulating the contrast to the lowest form of contrast will help your picture to look seemingly flat for the color correction to work on. Another thing you need to set on your picture, another thing you need to set in the picture style of your picture is the saturation. Is the saturation of your picture setting. Is the saturation of your picture setting. The saturation of your picture setting is the addition of yellow or the removal of yellow. Now, the saturation in your picture setting is the removal of yellow or the addition of yellow into your picture. Now, you know that when you need a flat look on your picture, you don't need your yellow to be too high. So, obviously, what you need to do is to bring down the saturation of your picture settings. Bring down the saturation of your picture settings, and then your picture will tend to a seemingly flat look when it comes to picture settings. And then another thing you need to set in your picture is your color tone. Another thing you need to set in your DSLR is your color tone. The color tone is actually the removal of green or addition of magenta. The removal of green or addition of magenta. Some DSLR separate this color tone into hue and color tone. Some DSLR separate it into hue and color tone, but some DSLR do not separate it into hue and color tone. They just merge everything together as color tone. And then, which means when you are going to the right, you are adjusting your green, and when you are going to the left, you are adjusting your magenta. Or when you are going to the left, you are adjusting your green, or when you are going to the right, you are adjusting your magenta. Now, not only that, you also need to remember that the level of a white balance will also determine how warm your picture will look or how cool your picture will be. For you to have a seemingly flat look of your picture, then you need to have a cool picture. And then you know what a cool picture means. A cool picture will never be warm, and a cool picture will never be too cold. Your cool picture will always be normal. So you need to manipulate your white balance, you need to manipulate your color temperature also for you to have a seemingly flat look on your image. These are all you need to do for you to have a seemingly flat look on your DSLR cameras when you are working with your DSLR cameras. Thank you for watching our video tutorial this week. My name is Kunle Adepoju. God bless you.